Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 6. If you were new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and also do reactions. If you're returning, you're one of my peoples, welcome back. We're going to start off with Angie. She realizes that she has messed up her friendship with Mary, and she really cherishes their friendship. I enjoy their friendship. You can tell they are both hurt about the way Angie was acting the other day and how Mary cannot calm her down. But Angie is just hoping that Mary has calmed down enough to where she remembers that she does love Angie. But Angie does let us know that she does not like the person that she has become when she's around Lisa. And she's upset that I have allowed this person to take me somewhere that I don't want to go and becoming a person that I do not like. And I totally understand that. And she's upset because once she's done arguing with Lisa, she is hurt the way their friendship has gone. As Lisa, she is more upset that you was talking about her hair and you was talking about whatever procedures I've had done, as opposed to I'm upset that our friendship is turning out this way. And I was like, I could not see myself being in a friendship with like that. I could not see myself in a friendship to where there's a good chance when you come around, like, you're draining my energy. I'm on edge because, like, I just know what the next minute you're gonna be popping off, you're gonna be talking crazy. The lower I get, the more like noises. I can't do loud noises no more. A lot of arguing and a lot of yapping and all that stuff. Like, I'm all about my peace. And I just could not imagine being around somebody who, like, she seems like she's an energy vampire. Like, you just draining everybody's energy about the negative attitude in which you bring around. This is what she portrays on the show. I don't know this lady in real life, but this is how she seems and which is coming across on the screen. So Mary goes over Angie's house. Now, y'all, those shoes she had on are cute, but I have not put on a pair of heels since 2020. Now, when I tell y'all I used to step in some heels, I have some boots and some booties that I have not worn in like 5 years. Like, once, you know, the whole panorama happened and I had no need for heels or boots, I just stopped. And then when it was like everything was back open, it was like my feet was like, no ma'am, you our time is up. You gonna stick to you some flats, or you gonna stick to you a pair of Crocs, and we not going with no heels. But when I tell you, I was like, those heels is cute. But like now, the way my body is set up is like, no ma'am, no ma'am, Pam. You can look at them, they are cute, but you will not be putting them on your feet. But anyways, they sit down. Angie apologized to Mary. Mary is upset because, like, I wasn't even able to calm you down. Angie says it's hard for somebody to bully me and me not respond. And Mary tells her that you are becoming a bully. And you're so angry, you can't focus or hear anybody else. And if we are supposed to be sisters in this sisterhood, and I cannot calm you down and you're not hearing me, then, like, what am I even here for? And, like, I really, really enjoyed this scene between Mary and Angie, and Mary expressing how she feels, and like, I don't like this person that you are when you are angry. And like how letting someone get to, oh wait, what did she say? How are you letting someone get to you that bad where it's affecting our friendship? Like, you so angry and the way you're acting, I cannot get to you, and that is affecting how we're going to communicate, and that's going to affect us. And I was like, Mary, she was really, like, when I tell you, Mary and Heather were the MVPs this episode for me, because they were like, in this case, Mary, she was sitting Angie down and she was like, Angie, basically, girl, you're better than this. I don't like this kind of person, and I'm not going to be around this person. And if this is going to be you, then we cannot be friends. Like, I love you dearly, but I don't like this person who you become when you get this angry, and that is not you, so we gonna have to get this together, and I really appreciate that. I just had a snafu, y'all. My ring light, I got this small ring light that I put on my computer screen, and that thing popped off, and when I tell you, I almost jumped out my whole entire skin. But anyway, we talked back to Mary and Angie's conversation. Yeah, I was over here giving Mary all kind of props because she was very calm and she was very direct in telling Angie how I don't like this person that you are. When you were this angry, you were a dark cloud, and I don't want that around me. To like, she smoothly started talking about how Angie was criticizing her about her farts. And I'm like, how did we get here? Like, we spent a good 2 minutes on Mary talking about her farts and whether they stink or not, and how she eats healthy, so that couldn't have been her and it was a dog. And then she like smoothly went back to how when she feel disrespected that she will pull back. And she says in her confession that when she loves hard. I'm paraphrasing, but like once you turn on her, she will act like you never existed. It's like Mary, she was just like, yes, girl, I do not like the person that you are, and you were better than this. And I do not like how you told me that my fart stink. I don't be farting like that. I had gas. I didn't say that. We were talking about this. It was a dog. It was a dog saying that. You was embarrassing me. But when I love hard, I love hard. But when you turn on me, I will turn on you and act like you don't exist. I was like, she just like, just smooth, just flowed with like 2 different conversations, meshed them into one. And at one point, Angie was like, yeah, I understand. It's like, you could tell that Angie wanted to laugh, but like, Mary was so serious about this situation. I'm like, what are we talking about? We're talking about farts? Like, we spent 2 minutes talking about, like, what are we doing? But then I had to remember this is Mary. But then I had to remember this, like, you was like, I was with you with this first part of that conversation, and then you started to, you drifted left with the fart, and then you brought it back together with, she don't have many friends, and when you are friends, she gonna hold on you tight. But like the minute you flip on her, she gonna check you to deuce and act like she ain't never met you. Y'all, when I tell you, Heather completely surprised me the way that she handled Lisa. Heather, this whole episode surprised me. So Heather and Lisa, they go shopping for their upcoming trip. They're going on a yacht for a few days, so they're getting some clothes. Lisa, she is already throwing shade, talking about some Angie. She has never been on a yacht before, and this will be good for her. And Heather's like, this is what we talking about. You always talking about somebody going low with you, but here you going low. Lisa is mad that Angie is giving her the energy that she gives everybody else. And that's just plain and simple. And Lisa does not understand how she is being a big hypocrite, and she needs to look in the mirror at herself. Because all the things that she said that Angie did is exactly the things that Lisa has done, and she does not realize it. I don't know if she doesn't realize it or she just does not care. So, she's used to being able to say any and everything she wants, but when somebody does that exact same thing to her, she doesn't know how to handle it. So then Heather has to ask, who is Soup Man? Apparently it's not soup like you eat soup. Man is a suit man, like a man's suit. And then we come to find out that either way, there was no soup or suit man. She just made that up because Angie alleged that she was cheating on John. Now, wasn't that Whitney that kind of like, sprinkled that out there a few years ago about the Utah Jazz ticket? Whitney was the one who initially brought that up. But like, Lisa, you just don't understand. Like, you keep on digging, then people gonna keep on digging with you. It's like, what we not getting? Like, if you leave people alone, they ain't gonna mess with you. You always talking about there can be nothing about family, and you all mad about this, that, and the third. But like, I guess maybe she doesn't realize that she is a mean girl. Maybe nobody has ever sat down and told her this, and it like, in her friend groups was like, this is who Lisa is, and we just don't say anything. And now she's getting a wake up call, and she just don't know how to act. Y'all, I really appreciated Heather this episode because she is giving it to Lisa, and she's giving it to her straight. It's like the reason why people are not riding hard for you because you have burned each and every one of us. Now Lisa, she wants to play victim. Like, well, maybe I just shouldn't go on this trip. And she's like, no, it's not that. It's just that, like. And another thing, Lisa is not used to this new Heather. Old Heather would have just sat there and let Lisa dog each and every one of these ladies, and just sat there and nodded her head and not say anything. New Heather is gonna be like, look at here, girl. Like, I'm no longer that old Heather that I'm just gonna follow around with you shamelessly, even though that's what it seemed like I was doing like the first few episodes of the season. But I'm gonna just give it to you straight. You a mean girl. You don't realize that you were mean, but you are mean. Like, just and like Lisa, she didn't know how to take this because it's like, Heather, you're supposed to agree with everything I say. You're supposed to follow around me shamelessly and defend me even though when I'm dead wrong. Then Lisa, she goes from, if you don't talk about me, then I won't talk about you. I don't count your money, so don't count my money, even though I can count your money, and it's easy to do. And she's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's my husband laughing, if y'all hear that noise in the background. It's like, see, this is what we're talking about. You want to talk about people. Where are these balloons coming from? Oh, yeah, I don't know what it is like. My webcam, I guess I do certain movements and then just certain things happen. Like a whole bunch of balloons just popped up. I don't know if y'all go see that. But anyway, yeah. Where was we at? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I said, it's funny that Lisa is upset that Angie can say whatever she wants, but she can't say anything back. And I was like, Lisa, that's your whole in mode. I was like, do you not... I don't know if she just like... She doesn't realize that she does this, or she doesn't care that she does this. Because it's like... You were basically describing yourself. Do you not realize that? And then she had to go way back into the archive of her memories to like, you guys are always talking about me. And I was like, no, it's a response to what you do, Lisa. First season, what did you do? You said, yeah, I remember Heather. She was a good time girl. She was like flashing her chest, and then it was like, no, because I would have got kicked out of school if I did that. I was not a good time girl. You know, Heather, she didn't become like, she was all about like, she was all about the Mormon religion, doing everything to the T, until like her husband was like, oh, so my sister, you can't rearrange things for my sister, and he checked the deuce. After she got divorced and kind of drifted away from the Mormon religion. But before that, Heather, she was like by the book being a Mormon. I know I didn't like drifted off, but like people are responding to what you say, Lisa. People are not just waking up and just like, Lisa did this, Lisa did that. No, we're responding, but you're not used to people giving it back to you. You're used to just saying anything you can say outside of your neck, excuse me, and people just quiet down. But now people are really like, we not taking this no more. And Bronwyn did it right. When you like, people need to take a page out of Bronwyn's book. When you dealing with somebody who their first thing is to talk loud, overtalk you, scream, yell, do all those things, be calm. Because when Bronwyn was just being very calm and just like, yeah, that happened. That happened to you too. You like to do that? Lisa couldn't take that. And Heather was kind of like that too. She was like very calm, but giving it to her straight. And Lisa, she didn't know how to handle it. So what is her defense mode? I'm going to play victim, and then I'm going to act like I'm going to cry. So then you will get off my back. But Heather wouldn't let her do that. She was holding her to the fire. Every time Lisa tried to walk away and go over and look at someone else, Heather was right there like, no, we're going to sit here and talk about this. And Lisa didn't know how to handle that. Brittany meets up with her daughter. So, y'all, it took the intuitive for Brittany to be like, you know what? I do need to build a stronger relationship with my daughter. Not her daughters wanting this. Not Whitney being like, girl, you need to stop putting me in before your kids. It was the intuitive. I'm like, okay, whichever way we get here, I guess so. I guess maybe because it was a man who said it, and she's like, oh, since a man done said this, then therefore I must do it. So it seemed like Brittany, she wasn't always no trash mama, which was surprising because that's what it made it seem like. Like, she used to be the fun mom. She was mom. She was there at all your recitals. She was there with all your games, having fun with the kids, being a good mom. But, like, once she got divorced and got with her second husband, that's when things flipped. And she focused on that man. Now, I said that before because I think Heather kind of, like, mentioned that, like, in the Mormon religion, that if you don't have a husband, you can't get into heaven. So that's why they focus so much of, like, having a man. And that's Brittany, that's all what she's been doing. But I did kind of like side eye her because you was all mad at Angie last season because she brought wine to your house. But aren't y'all not supposed to be drinking like coffee and like hot drinks? But you sitting here getting a latte with your daughter. But anyway, but then I had to remember this is Brittany we talking about, so we, this is Brittany. But anyways, where was I at? Olivia tells her she needs to figure out how to prioritize. Ooh, that word was getting me. Prioritize me over men. And Brittany sat there and said, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, I was looking like, what you mean you don't know how to do that? Then I was like, okay, again, this is Brittany. But Olivia saying how at one point she thought it was her fault that her mama didn't want to be around. Because, like, after Brittany got remarried, her daughters went to go live with their dad. Because, like, Brittany was like, I got this new man. I must focus on him and him alone. Y'all 12. You 12. Your sister, whatever age she was. So, y'all cool. I need to focus on this man that I got right now. I can't really deal with y'all. And Olivia's had to, like, she's in her, starting puberty and having to discuss, things with her dad. And, like, I don't want to discuss these things with my dad, but you was never around. And, like, just, I guess, not too long ago, I came to have coffee with you. Jared popped up, and I was no longer the focus. You was too busy over there kissing on him. But Olivia, she is reluctant to open up to Brittany because, like, she's been hurt time and time again. It's like, who's to say if Jared were to walk in here right now, your whole focus would go right to him, and it's like, I'm not even there. So it's like, I want to try, but, like, you couldn't even go 24 hours without talking to Jared. And I guess, is it because Jared is, like, Mormon? He's part of his family is Mormon royalty, I guess, because he's the nephew of Donnie and Marie. And it's like, I'm not trying to be shady, but, like, you they nephew, like, I guess because you part of the family, you got some kind of status, but, like, he the nephew. Heather and Meredith, they go for a walk on this walking trail. And Heather wants to know why Meredith let Lisa off so easily. But Meredith said, well, after Lisa had her hot mic moment, she apologized profusely. But Heather was like, the only reason she apologized is because she got caught. Otherwise, she would not have apologized. Meredith says that she gonna stick beside Lisa because, she's not had the best track record with Angie. Heather doesn't want to be friends with Lisa where, I got to keep you at arm's length and I got to watch my back around you. And I got to be wondering, like, is the only reason you're not digging up dirt on me is because at this current moment you were not mad at me? And I was like, like, Meredith, it is seeming like to me, that Meredith hears what Heather is saying, believes what Heather is saying, but she gonna act like, no, Lisa, she cool. She the best thing since sliced bread. She would never do that thing. But in the back of her mind, it's like everything that Heather was saying is like, yep, that's true. But I'm not gonna say this on camera because me and Lisa, we have agreed that we're not gonna go down that path no more. But Heather was like, I believe Angie. Whether you believe or not, I believe that Meredith wouldn't say it's a mess like it. And if we keep letting Lisa behave this way and do nothing, she's going to continue to do that. And I'm like, that is exactly right. That's why if y'all don't want, if y'all gonna just have to be like, if you gonna be acting like this, don't even come around no more. And we gonna see how she gets it. And she gonna get it together. But I do believe that, like, Meredith, she was hearing what she was saying, she was believing what she was saying, but she wasn't gonna admit to what she was saying. So news has broken that Brown, she got some charges against her. What is it? It's made the headlines. It's made the news. Maybe a little identity theft, allegedly. A little fraud, allegedly. Shout out to Alexander Rogers. But Bronwyn says the issue was when she was in college, she had an eviction, which she later paid. The second one was from like a case from 10 years ago. It was dismissed. It was sealed. And she cannot talk about her involvement at this current time. But these allegations, they could affect Todd and his work and his credibility. So now it's like, well, doggone it. But I was like, see, this is like, yeah, you get on these shows and people get to digging into your background and like something simple could be blown into proportion and it can really affect your life currently and what you have built for yourself and everything. But yeah, like you can tell Todd is upset. I would be upset too. He doesn't understand why she would want to go on this trip with Lisa because y'all can't stand each other. Like, 1 minute y'all hot, 1 minute y'all cold. But, like, if you gonna go on this trip, just don't come back here complaining to me because you got into a fight with Lisa because I can almost guarantee you will get into a fight with Lisa. It's almost inevitable. But Brahma says she wouldn't be surprised if Lisa either started this or she didn't start it, but she perpetuated, these allegations that are going on with her. And I was like, I would not be surprised too because this is Lisa's MO. Lisa will find something about you, and what will she do? She'll throw it at, or she'll just lie. Because she admitted to lying this very episode. When she said, well, I just said Superman because, she said that I was cheating on John. Ain't that her husband? Her husband is John, and Meredith's husband says, yeah. So, it's not like Lisa has not lied. She admitted this episode that she did lie. And it's funny because, like, on Giselle admitted to lying. Even though we knew that Giselle is a liar, it was surprising and a breath of fresh air that she admitted that she was lying. We did have a scene earlier with Bronwyn and Todd, and it was at like a ice cream shop, and I was like, ooh, that made me want some Menchie's frozen yogurt, y'all. Menchie's has the best frozen yogurt. I know this ain't got nothing to do with the show, but they New York cheesecake frozen yogurt, I like to put me some fresh strawberries on it with some brownie bites and some waffle cone pieces. Oh, so good. I wish there was one closer to my house. I would get some today. But yeah. So, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, and share it with your people, and they can come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.